Hello everybody. I am excited to compose with you today. Today we're going to be working on my piece Citrus for Hub New Music, which I'm actually probably planning, like I mentioned yesterday, on retitling it around apples. But anyway, let's just dive in. I have a whole plan of stuff I want to work on, and I'm going to work on it, and it will be great. So, jumping back towards this ending bit. There we go. So I'm working on this gradual upward scale thing. And I'm going to play back what I have so far, and then I'm going to tell you what it is that I want to do to work on it today. So, let's just listen. Yeah, so anyway, then I have those chords, they go on. I'm not convinced that this is the next section that it is that I want, but yeah, I'm going to start there, and I'm going to start by duplicating this flow just so that I have it as a backup. So we're going to make Citrus Finale Draft 2. And yeah, we are at Draft 2. And I'm just going to dive right into this here at measure 17 because it's not doing what I want it to do. At least I don't think it is. Yeah. Oh, you know what I want to put there? I know what I want to put there. I know what I want to put there. Totally know what I want to put there. So if I go to the sketches that I have, there is this imitative sketch that I really liked. I want to do something like that. I'm also gonna restart my sound because it's being all crackly and I don't like that. But yeah, I want to try this imitative kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to it's still crackly. Oh well. Yeah, that's... So I'm thinking of like... And then, you know, it repeats itself. I'm trying to think, so I want this to be in counterpoint with something else, and I want to figure out what do I want it to be in counterpoint with. Well, let's just try doing it the stupid easy way first, of just copying it and pasting it, and see how awful that sounds, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, okay. That's moderately better, not a ton better, but you know, it's something. It's a little bit better. I think the issue that I have is that I don't like the fact that this is not that these are that this is going between that this isn't stepwise. I think I don't like that that isn't stepwise. So I'm gonna try the non-stepwise version, or a non-stepwise version. that. And we'll put that there. Let's see what that does. Well, obviously this doesn't rhyme anymore. So that actually would, no, that actually would work. Yeah, so if we do something like that, that has some potential. I dig that. So let me hear it in context. See what that does. I love that. No, I don't like that. I think it needs to stay in the clarinet. I wonder too how committed I am to this pizzicato thing. I wonder, in part, can I get away with having fewer notes there? So what I want to do first is just divide this between the violin. Well, obviously the violin can't play there. I need you and you. Sometimes Dorico does this annoying thing where you try and click on specific notes and it doesn't get exactly which notes you're after. So that's a little bit annoying. So let's keep working at this. Yep, this is just me copying and pasting. Oftentimes, this is exactly what composing looks like. Oftentimes, it's just, you know, taking the thing that you've arranged in one place and rearranging it in another place. So, yeah, here we go. Taking, copying, pasting. And then I'm trying to decide how committed I am to this all here. Oh, you know what I could do here? I could do that. That would sound fine. And then I wouldn't necessarily need that. And honestly, if I did this, like copying and like repasting back into what I already had. All right, let's try this. Here. It's gonna sound pretty much the same, but that's okay. Okay, so here's my question, and you know, if you have any thoughts, feel free to put them in the chat. The fact that we go clarinet, flute, I mean, are we missing the strings, or is it okay just to have the strings sitting around in the background for this long period? So, here you go. Yeah, so that is the question. And honestly, I mean, for me, listening to it, I think that I am okay having this. I just feel that when the violin drops out here, it's like, well, I missed that. Yeah. What I'm thinking. So this is what I want to do. This is sort of outlining an E major-ish triad. I want to, instead of having this in closed position, I want to have it in open position, and then end up on this high note, and then we're gonna trill on this high note. Get it? So that's what I'm planning on doing here. So we're gonna trill there. I do not want it to be a major trill. I want it to be a minor trill. Alright, so what would be, I'm thinking of like violin fingering now. So I'm thinking blah 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 blah. Blah blah. I probably, what would I shift? Yeah, I probably, honestly, I can probably write anything in here and it really won't make much of a difference. Something like that. Let's try that. It's a little bit shrieky, but I want to hear it in context. You know, if here is one fun trick when it comes to composing. If something makes me grin, I'm probably onto something. That made me grin. It just didn't last for long enough. Which again leads to the question, can I get away with getting rid of some of this stuff? I want to try. And I think I can. I think, you know, if we just... I mean, the cello can... This is an easy chord shape for cellos. They can do this. They can totally do this. Now we're getting some more serious buzz, so I'm going to turn that off. Try turning it on again. Oh, this sounds clearer now. So this is going to decrescendo. It's kind of what I'm hearing. Also, I do not want these to be linked. So this one genuinely is the shorter one. Something like this. I think it's longer. I think that this goes over a bar. And I think that... Oh, okay, well, that makes sense why it did what it did, because that's what I told it to do. I think that's what I'm after. And then, so that would mean over here, that over here, what I'm going to do is put something like this. And I want to drag this over here. You're going to go over here. You're going over there. Let's listen to that with the pizzicatos. Oh yeah, love it. I mean, obviously you need a trill the entire time. And I'll just put a little note there. And well, we're gonna have to readjust all the things. And what I would love is for this to go from Ord to Sopant. I think this is how I tell. Well, okay. Well, we'll do it the I know that this is going to work way. Sopant. No. Text. Now we will link them. And then it has the friendly little arrow that says I want to go from the normal violin sound to the sopranticello one. Look at that from there. That's magical. Not like mind-blowing magical, but that's like little magical. I like how it's like picking up on the trill idea, but actually making it trill. Yeah, let's just keep moving forward. I feel like the temptation would be to just listen to things all over and over again. I mean, what I want to do is I actually want to go... I mean, in terms of what I want this melody to do as a melody, I actually want to reverse the order of these things. So let's reverse the order of these things and see if it sounds any good. Let's start with the harmony. Let's see if the harmony still makes sense after we do that. Doesn't make as much sense. Went to all that trouble doing that just to put it all right back into the cello. Yeah, I kind of like this sort of like planed cello sound. I'm gonna get rid of a bar here, just because I put in all of these rehearsal marks as a reminder for this is where I'm planning on working. Just that I could give myself some reference points for filling in stuff. So if by the end of the next 40 minutes, I could fill it in to bar 30. That'd be awesome. I'd be very pro that. Yeah, absolutely this is the right chord to go to. I am pro that. Bubble, 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 bum, da, da. Ooh, ooh. Bubble, 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 bubble. Da 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 da. Yeah, let's make our first little break here. Well, yeah, no, I really like. Okay, so this is what my gut is telling me. My gut is telling me that I want this to be a 3/4 bar, whereas my brain is telling me, Joseph, write the bar out, and then you can go back and delete it. So, I want to honor both. I am probably going to go back and delete this, but I want to give my brain the satisfaction of trying the experiment and learning what it wants to learn by doing that. So da 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 da. I think my brain was actually right here. Obviously, I'm imitating this gesture here in the flute. That was something that I heard that I wanted to do. And I'm doing it. Because I'm the composer, and I can do it. Boom. Yeah, I wish it wasn't so buzzy, but it's what it is. Actually, here's another. I'm gonna try and see if this can get rid of the buzz. We're gonna reset the device driver on Dorico. Any of you that use Dorico, you can potentially try this. like how this sounds. Why don't I like how this sounds? Thinking it might be the interval of the trill and pitch. Well, I hate that even more. Clearly that was not the answer. Just like bugs. Not the answer. The cello needs to help articulate this. Dum, brum, 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 bum, brum, bra. Something like that. This is like reminding me of that opening thing from the Bach. The Bach. The do da 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 and the Bach cello suite. We are gonna have the cellists do that go. And then said cellist will go back to playing it staccato. You hear how that helps articulate that? This is the wrong notes, but it is the right gesture. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. That's what I was singing. Yeah, that's good. Playing again. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, let's play this back from here. So, welcome to the live stream, my awesome viewer who just joined. I am working on the finale of, it's not going to be a separate movement, but this is like the ending section of my piece for Help Me Music that I'm super excited to write for them. So, just for you, I'm going to play this back from the start. Here we go. From the start of this section. That's going to be exciting to hear live. I'm going to have to go in and put in the correct bones and articulations for that because they're not going to play it as written there. But I wanted to add something real fast here. And I'm just going to add it, and I'm not going to listen to it. And, but I just want to remind myself of the general idea that I had here. So when I do go back to it, I will have it as something to remember. This is what I'm thinking. Something like that. Yeah, might not work. Yeah. All right, we'll get back to that later. So, meanwhile, over here. Flute. Flute now is what happens here. And we're just going to try straight up copying this and transposing it to, well, it's not gonna, it will not fit the harmony there. I can tell you it will not. But, you know, at the very least, I do want to have this gesture, I think, at least for a start. So we will, we'll leave that too. Why not? Why not? Well, the flute can't play that low, so that's one why not. I know we want this to be in the higher gesture here. That lines up. Okay, so theory moment. This is totally parallel fifths, but I am not Bach, so I can write all the parallel fifths I want as long as I like how it sounds. And I'm pretty sure I like how this sounds. Namely, like this. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that chord. But yeah, I like that sound, so we're keeping it. Veto. Veto. Hard veto. There need to be accidentals on these notes that are not there right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had an idea. So, little do you know, listener, because you probably have not been, you probably haven't been following along. But meanwhile, at the start of the freaking piece, this is what happens at the start. We don't need this bit, but we're gonna jump back to where we was. Here. Null. Paste. Now, we're gonna transpose this down, diminished unison. Boom. So, there we go. I think that that's gonna sound the way that I want. What do you sound like? Chords? Well, you sound like nothing. And then is going to... That works. Yeah, that actually works. But meanwhile, back at this bar. I had previously pasted in all of these things into the violin, and I decided I want my violin actually free to do stuff. The cellist, whose name is Steven, he's gonna have to play these chords. I'm gonna play a lot of big, rolling pizzicato chords. I also know that Steven is totally gonna want some big singing solo moments that, you know, I don't mean, skimming back over what I've written so far, I don't know that I've given him, I mean, so this is the first part of the piece. This is the first part of the piece. And up until this point, it's the ensemble that's essentially playing together. I mean, the flute has this fun, Michael Everable is going to have this fun solo over here. The strings do have this fun unison melody over here. But there really aren't any, other than this flute thing, there aren't a ton of places where people just break out and do their own thing. So anyway, I get, this is totally a tangent. Yeah, that's gonna sound right. Yeah, so let's jump back to writing the thing of what I'm doing, as our goal is hopefully... Oh, yeah, I said I wanted to get to bar 30 by 6:30, and I'm pretty sure that, well, first off, this does get me to this bar line, so that's that. But I'm also pretty sure that in the next 20 minutes, if this works, I can flesh it out and we'll make it work. Yeah. This is too long of a... This is too long of an illusion, in addition to the dynamics being wrong. But I can just make a note to myself here, so if I ever have to go back and do it, this is... Sometimes it's nice when you're composing to make notes to yourself so that you know when you're, you know, because oftentimes when you're writing big pieces like, so this is like an 8 to 10 minute piece for a chamber ensemble, and I'm writing it over the course of months, I otherwise wouldn't be able to remember, you know, if this takes a lot longer to write, I'm not going to remember where this came from and what my thought process was. I might be able to infer it because I'll be listening to the piece, but it's always better to document while you're composing. It makes things easier. I'm gonna start here. You know, went to all of that effort of deleting this. You know what? This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. Da, 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 da. Okay, okay. I'm excited for this, dear listener, because I know so this is the seed of an idea. It started this way. It's not going to end up this way. This is going to grow into something that's more than what it is right now. And I'm excited to see what this is going to come up with. So I want to jump ahead maybe a little bit. Do I want to jump ahead maybe a little bit? I think I do. Yeah, we're gonna play the I'm the artist, I want to follow my gut thing. I drafted out on this piece of paper several different ideas of stuff that I wanted to try out today while I was composing. I'm gonna try them out right now. This has to do with how I take how I take my motives and how I develop them. This neighbor tone motive, or this slow chill, is the basis of the entire piece. You know, by this point I kind of wonder if people are going to get sick of it, but I will cross that bridge when I get there. I'm going to start by writing out the piece, and well, actually, let's have a good think about this. Okay, so it's a you know, 10-minute piece. Starts off with the, well, let me bring you along. You will then know what it starts off as, and whether when we get here it's going to be boring to hear more of this motive. Yeah, and we're coming up on the bit that I said that Steven's gonna really like. This bit. Yeah, this stuff needs revision. But we are getting very closely to this is the middle section. Yeah, and then it's gonna flow through this. kind of a this sort of thing. Yeah, and then eventually it's gonna get us back to here. This is where we're headed. Clearly related, but yeah, I'm not bored of this. Oh, well, this is my earlier draft. Let's do this later draft. So yeah, I had a question that someone texted in. So, Sol Ponticello. This question is a while ago. Sol Ponticello. What it means is let me demonstrate it for you. Because you're gonna hear this a lot better. The computer can't play this back, but I can. I can play this back. So Sol Ponticello is, so when you're playing the violin normally, let's find that Sol Ponticello thing. It was this thing over here. Yeah, so if I just play bar 19 normally, it sounds like this. Something like that. But if I play it so that it goes to sol pont, it'll sound like this. So you hear how it becomes raspier? That's what I'm after. I'm after the let's make this sound raspier, because it gives it a shape. It gives it a shape where it's like. Yeah, as you can tell, like my violin skills could play that a little bit better, but I think you get the idea. That's what the sol pont does. Gives it a shape. So anyway, as I think you can hear, this does work. This does work. I need to hear my sound. I know that you can hear this, but sometimes I can't hear it on my end. Yeah, I think that fixed it. I'm gonna go back to playing the game where it's just this. You know, like, again, it's ridiculous. At the start of this stream, I pulled all of these chords apart, and now I'm just going back and I'm adding those notes all back in. But, you know, again, that's composing. You try something out because you think it's going to work, and then you discover, well, this doesn't quite work the way that I thought it did. And sometimes that's frustrating, but I think oftentimes it's the discovery. It's how you know. I mean, you don't know if the thing's going to work or not unless you try it out. The experimenting gives your brain stuff to process and stuff to figure out. Okay, what happens if this? What happens if that? Brains like that kind of thing. Or at least my brain likes that kind of thing. From here. This reminds me. I feel like there are gestures in. Let me. Yeah, I'm just gonna considering I have like 8 minutes left on the stream, I'll just say. go back and listen to the main title from Star Wars after the march is done, but before we see the Star Destroyer coming down on the street. That's what this gesture reminds me of, is that bit from Star Wars. So this one is just going to have... I want the violin to come back here. And I want it to be like the clarinet was at the start, but I want it to be like this one. And we're going to... Well, I mean, that needs to be supported. Yeah, so we're gonna copy this gesture. I'm gonna put it in the violin. This thing. And we need it in A. So I'm gonna try this first, transposed up a major second. I don't think that that's what I want, but that's why you compose. Try it out, see if you like it. And I want this over here, and I want this to be flats. I want you to be over here and naturals, because you're sustaining that. Maybe? Kind of clashes with that B flat harmony, but let's see what that sounds like. This is currently written as an ictus. I know better music words. This is currently written as an anacrusis, which is the fancy word for upbeat. I'm not sure I want that as... I'm not sure that I want this chord as the upbeat to this phrase, or as the downbeat of the phrase, and I'm not going to know that until I go back and polish some of the other stuff here. But this has been a very successful composing session in the sense that over the course of the last hour or so, we've gotten from bar 17 all the way to essentially bar 38. So, would that be another 11 bars of... We now have a good idea of what's going on in each of these bars. I'm gonna play it back from the start of this, and yeah, we'll see what other changes we want to make in the last 4 minutes. I know what I want to do. Okay, so I have three things that I know that I want to do. First off, I just want to say shout out to the people that are watching this, to Carolee and to Alex Anderson. So thank you so much for coming and watching. Bambi filling from raindrops. That's cool. What bar number? I can actually kind of hear the raindrops thing. That's cool. I dig that. And Carolee, I love it that you think that this is catchy. I think it's catchy too. Yeah. So Alex, I'm curious where you think that where specifically. I mean, I hear the overall raindrop thing, but I was wondering if you have a specific part that you're thinking that's raindrops like. Okay, so three things that I want to do in this piece. First off, we need to change the note here. I like this, I do not like the note. This was the gesture that I wanted here, so we're gonna just put a note here to change this pitch. Is number one. Number two thing that I heard, which was a thing that, you know, I'd heard before, is this thing is like a little, it's a little stub of a gesture. It hasn't quite grown into what it wants to be, and so I'm just gonna like flesh this out. Because it's just sort of like bites its own tongue. And then the third thing, the thing I'm really excited about, is I'm excited, I wanna pull this, and I wanna put it here, and I want to transpose it. Okay, where would that fall in the C minor chord? That would fall, actually, that would fall just one of the places that would, there are two places that it would fall. Specifically, what I'm looking at is this major second, minor second thing. I'm just going to start it on the G, so we're just going to transpose this minor second down. Oh, I knew there's a, yeah, that wasn't what I wanted. We're going to that wasn't what I wanted because it ends up making a major chord, and I want to first do a real transposition rather than a tonal transposition. Those are big fancy words. Big fancy words that you can look up, or you know, shoot me an email, send me or find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'd be more than happy to tell you the difference between real and tonal transpositions. Okay, so now all of those texts have shown up. I appreciate my mom's commentary on all of this too, which is fun. Okay, so Alex, you're saying just overall, I hear from the section that you're working on. Yeah, I think that was the vibe that I was getting too. I think it was also like an overall thing. So this is what I want to do, is I want to put everyone doing this thing. I think it'd sound cool. I think this would sound way cool. And then let's just give them an arrival note. Well, let's give them an arrival note without losing what I wrote there. I can already tell you that this is going to have to be fixed, because ideally the arrival note would be stepwise, but it's not. So okay, we're a little bit over time. I'd love to keep composing with you, but I have other things I need to do tonight. Let's just play the whole thing again. Let's just play the whole thing, and I'll talk through anything else that I hear. And yeah, that's gonna be composing live with Joseph for whatever day it is, July 30th. Yeah, we're probably gonna need an extra beat for that, which would make sense why it's not lining up. And by extra beat, I need extra bar. Probably, I'll just add a bar. Beat. Question mark. Okay. So when I go back to composing this, I'll have all my notes and I'll know what I'm doing. So, yeah, thank you everyone who joined me. If you're on the stream earlier and you left, or thank you for everyone who's on now. I'm glad to share this composing journey with you. If you liked what you saw, please like this video, please subscribe. You'll get all the notifications for when I'm going live again in the future. And yeah, happy music making. Like, you've seen me make music, go make music yourself. So yeah, we'll see you later.